you want to help?
What?
But Tiny Human and I are going to help make... Yes. I love you too much. Can I have a kiss on the cheek? Can I have a kiss on the cheek? A lot of people want to travel full time, they just don't think they can. What if there was a way to try it out for a while to see if it's for you? And maybe you just want to travel full time for a month or a few months or maybe a few years. In this video, I'm going to give you a bunch of ideas to get you thinking and find out ways that you can travel full time for a while. Can we help them? Stick around to the end of this video because at the end I'm going to share with you an idea, something Leela and I are thinking about doing, and I need your feedback. So, do you want to travel full time? Have you ever thought about it? Go ahead and post in the comments below and let me know if you've ever thought of traveling full time, or if maybe you're doing it right now. Our story, if you've watched any of our other videos, you may know our story already, but the short version is, in order to travel full time, we sold our house in California, which we were kind of done with. I lived in my whole life. We bought a vandalized RV and renovated it, and we traveled full time for like almost a year in it while we had a house built here in Oregon. We're in Grants Pass, Oregon, and one of the reasons we moved here is because of her. Can you say hi, friends?
Oh.
We had another human born here that made it even better. Just a little over a week ago, her sister was born. Because we had a house built, while the house was being built, we just traveled the whole country. And it was incredible, and it was the perfect amount of time for us. It was me and Leela and Kaylin and a couple of dogs, and we went all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. In fact, there's a video link below about our travel all the way to the East Coast from the West. It was epic. You can do it too. The thing is, you're gonna have to sacrifice a little bit probably. You gotta figure out what do you want. Now this life is super short. So you got to decide, do you want to spend every day living Groundhog Day? It's like, get up, go to work, come home, have a weekend, do it again until I'm dead and retire. And then by the time you retire, you're bored and old and you're like, well, too late to do anything now, Martha. It's like, it doesn't have to be like that. And even if you're like, I'm getting old, I'm 57, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can make a decision to do something different with your life. Life is a collection of experiences, and the more diverse they are and the more plentiful they are, the more fulfilling your life is going to be. So stop living the same day every day. If you want to travel full time, figure out what sacrifices you need to make, and I'm going to give you some ideas right now, some possible things that you can do to make that actually happen. The first consideration for most people is obviously money, and instead of thinking, I can't afford it, think, how can I afford it? And there's a way. If you had to find a way to do it, what would you do?
Hi, I help Dad.
Mwah! One thing you really need to do when you go to travel full time is just cut your expenses. We have a lot of things that we pay every month and we don't even think about. In fact, Leela and I just spent a couple days going through our expenses, both our business and our personal expenses, and we cut out over $1,000 of things that we aren't using. It's like, bam, $1,000 less per month. That's super helpful. Think about all the expenses that would be cut if you sold your house, didn't have a house payment, property taxes, homeowners insurance, all the utilities, cable TV, the gardener. It could be way less costly. So that's the first thing to consider.
And now a word from our sponsor.
I think the biggest thing that we did is we really simplified our life. We cut crazy expenses out. We're living very, very simple, but we're living a much fuller life, which is full of so many crazy adventures. It's been amazing, and I wouldn't trade anything at all. The great thing is, we've done this many times, we just pick up and we leave. There may be a time too in the future that we go, hey, who wants to stay in the house? And we go full time. Right now we have some medical concerns and we got some other concerns that we need to really address. So it's keeping us from being gone away for the next 5 years or whatever. And we also have these little tiny humans that are part of our lives, and it's all good though.
If you are already retired, dude, what better time? You've already got an income from Social Security and maybe from your job. So with that income, you could live way less expensively, probably, than living in a house. And what if you're not retired and you have to work? Well, guess what? Courtesy of lots of terrible things that have happened in the world lately, it's more acceptable and more common and more easy to work remotely than ever before. If you are sitting at a computer all day long and all you need is an internet connection, hit up your employer. It's like, hey, could I work remotely? Some of them will let you do it. Some of them will go, yeah, it's gonna be less costly for us to maintain an office here. Another option is to change careers. Do you love your job and love going to it? If so, great, keep doing it. If not, if you want a career change, now's the time. Maybe start studying now. Maybe start taking classes now. Go back to school now for a job that you could work remotely. Another option is to become an entrepreneur. There are so many ways to make money online, traveling, Amazon affiliates. Mostly you just need to start thinking outside the box. In fact, there's a video linked in the description below, which will give you some ideas on how to earn money on the road.
This side.
Do you hear her? One thing we only talked about briefly is your home. And there's two main options. Number one, keep it. Number two, don't keep it. If you decide to sell it, boom, you're done. And just try to reinvest the money in another house within 2 years to avoid capital gains. But what if you don't want to sell it? Well, there are options there. Number one, you can rent it out. Depending on how long you want to try to travel full time, just rent it. Or Airbnb it for more short-term stuff. Or maybe you have a family member that can stay there and pay rent to you as well. Your stuff. While we were traveling full time, we put all of our stuff in a 40-foot shipping container and left it here at my daughter's place. And guess what? I didn't miss any of it. And if you do decide to like go all in, sell the house, sell all your stuff, boom, there's money to live on and start your new business if you need to do that. If you want to travel full time, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you're already doing it, comment below and tell me how you did it. Where are you gonna live? There are two main options for traveling full time. You can travel domestically in your home country, or you can travel abroad, go internationally, wherever you are. Or you can do both. But if you're gonna be just domestically, probably the easiest way to do that is by living in an RV full time, which is what we did. And if you're gonna do that, you can go buy a brand new one or one that's in great shape, or you could take the time to renovate one like we did, which was a total pain in the butt. But hey, it was, came out nice. If you want to see our renovation, there's a link right up there. Right there. If you're gonna travel domestically, you can obviously do hostels, hotels, Airbnbs, and internationally, it's gonna be hostels, hotels, Airbnbs, and probably not an RV, although people have done that. They've rented an RV or a van to travel in foreign countries, which is a super cool thing to do. On this channel, we've mostly traveled domestically in our RV, but I just went to Peru. There's that video right there, which is one of my favorite videos we've made on this channel, so you really want to check out that one. And we've been doing a lot more international travel as more countries open up. Another huge consideration is kids. I was like, yeah, Trevor, you're down to one kid. We have Kaylin with us. She'll be living with us forever. She's got special needs. But we've got 6 kids, and honestly, I wish we had done this when we had all 6 kids living at home.
Epic fail, by the way.
You might think, well, they've got school. Like, dude, the schools kind of suck, man. Homeschool them for 6 months or a year. I promise you, your kids will learn more in 6 months on the road than 5 years in any public school I've ever seen.
Ain't that the truth?
So suck it up, man, and just homeschool them on the road for a while. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. It'll be tight.
We don't fit.
But
Worth it.
And what about friends? Dude, they'll make friends on the road. They can stay connected digitally. Go back to your house if you want to so they can connect with their other friends. And they might whine about it, but it's probably the best thing you could ever do for them. My battery just died on my other camera, so I'm on my phone now. Can you tell? Do you care? Can you still hear me clearly? Just let me know in the comments below. What about pets, your beloved pets? Well, I have a daughter named Rachel, and she works at an animal shelter, and here's the secret. Sometimes people will go to the animal shelter at 2 in the morning and tie their pet.
No, Dad. No.
Okay, yeah, probably shouldn't do that. But you just take them with you, man. We had 2 obnoxious dogs with us for months and months and months on the road. And you might think, well, I can't leave my dog in the RV and go do stuff. Well, your RV it's a house. You ever leave your dog in your house? You can leave your dog in the RV when you're not there. If it's cold out, you got heat. If it's hot out, you got air conditioning. They'll be fine. So yes, people travel with dogs, cats, and snakes, and all kinds of other things. So you can travel with your pets, or just give them to your kids.
That's the best solution sometimes.
In the beginning of this video, I said I needed help with a question. This is the question. I'm considering creating 1 video per day for 30 days in a row, which is a lot of work.
Spare us.
But to try to show you how you can have an epic day every single day of your life, even if you're not traveling full time. Would you be interested? Would you watch 30 days of epicness? Let me know. post in the comments below. There are lots of other reasons people don't travel full time. What's holding you back? Let me know in the comments below. There are answers for everything if you want it bad enough. For an awesome video on reasons you may not want to travel full time, click right up there. Hit subscribe to catch our future adventures. We can't wait to share our adventures with you.